I got recommended a video a couple weeks ago. The thumbnail and title were intriguing, but the moment I clicked on it, I couldn't watch past the first 30 seconds. The constant, it's not this, it's this pattern, the overuse of triplets, and the way it insisted on every single point.
It insists upon itself, Lois.
What?
It insists upon itself.
What does that even mean?
I went to the comment section just to make sure that I wasn't going crazy, and instantly I saw this comment. Okay, I wasn't the only one. This was clearly written by ChatGPT. But why does this happen? Why does AI writing sound like that? As a YouTube scriptwriter with over 25 million views, I've watched a shift happen in real time. More creators using ChatGPT, more videos that look polished but feel robotic. Now, I don't have an issue with using AI to script your videos, but if you're making informational content, especially for your business, sounding generic can quietly destroy your credibility. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly why AI writing sounds like that and how you can fix it without giving up the speed and ease that makes AI so powerful in the first place. The first thing you have to understand is that AI doesn't write, at least not in the way we humans do. It doesn't formulate ideas or argue a position from a point of intent or purpose. At its core, AI is just a probability engine. Calling it a highly advanced form of autocomplete is a gross oversimplification, but it's built on the same principles. It's designed to pick the next most probable word based on all of its training data and the context of your request. This is what makes AI so powerful. It has a crazy amount of training data, pretty much the entire internet, so it can predict what comes next to a scary degree of accuracy. But this is also what makes it flat, because human communication isn't about saying what's most likely to come next or what the other person wants to hear. It's about saying what you intend to. There's purpose and meaning behind those words. This predictability is also what makes AI writing lack what researchers call perplexity, the sense of creative unpredictability. Human writers make odd jumps, they interrupt themselves, they reach for obscure metaphors, and they take weird little tangents that make you go, I wasn't expecting that. AI doesn't do that. It stays clean, predictable, linear, which is just another way to say boring. AI also lacks any depth. You'll get full paragraphs that sound like they're saying something profound, but when you step back, you realize there's no actual depth. There's no opinion because there cannot be one. So all you get is rewarded summaries of obvious statements. It's the difference between reading a headline and reading the actual story. One is enough to just nod your head at. The other pulls you in, makes you feel, makes you think. AI can't do that. Not because it's malicious or broken, but because it doesn't have skin in the game. It can't care. And because it can't care, it can't connect with people who do. That's the real reason AI writing feels off. It's because it's soulless. And you'll see this in how AI sentences are structured. They all kind of start blending into one. They have the same cadence, phrasing, rhythmic length. Everything is like, there's no bustiness, that normal variation in sentence size and tone that makes human writing feel alive. A paragraph written by AI usually reads like this. This tool is powerful, it saves time, it increases productivity. Whereas on the other hand, a human will probably say something like, this tool is incredibly powerful because it saves you loads of time and makes you more productive than you've ever been. There's a lot more flair in the words. Speaking of words, AI isn't just predictable in how it writes, it's predictable in what it writes. Get it? Contrary to what you might think, the internet is not filled with informal text. Most of the informal text we have over the internet are hidden behind messaging platforms that are all encrypted. WhatsApp, Snapchat, iMessage, none of the information from these platforms are in the AI's training data. Well, unless you've been sending your messages to ChatGPT, in which case, stop that.
Stop it. Get some help.
So AI isn't trained on human conversations, it's trained on published writing, which is mostly academic writing, corporate speak, and journalistic writing, all of which are very formal and say a whole lot without really saying anything at all. Sound familiar? That's why AI loves sterile, generic words like leverage, robust, innovative, delve, words that sound polished but are practically void of personality. This is where that uncanny valley that I was talking about kicks in. The writing looks fine, but it just feels subtly off, like it was translated into English by someone who learned the language as an adult, but isn't quite fluent yet. Even its praise feels weird. If you ask it to write a testimonial, you get something like, this product is truly transformative and exceeded all expectation with its outstanding capabilities. Nobody talks like that. Not even the most enthusiastic of clients. If you've ever read AI-generated content closely, you'll start to spot the tells. I call this the linguistic fingerprints of the machine. It loves the negation pattern. It's not just about working hard, it's about working smart. It's not failure, it's feedback. It's not this, it's that. It's clever the first time, but exhausting pretty quickly. Then there's the rule of threes. AI adores it, probably because it shows up so often in its training data, because humans do love the rule of threes. But then everything kind of becomes simple, fast, and effective. Create, refine, deliver, hook, value, CTA. Once it's fine, but then it kind of becomes similar to seasoning every single dish you cook with salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And don't even get me started on the M dash. AI uses it constantly and usually pretty badly. It treats M dash is like a magical glue that can fix any sentence. But the problem is most humans don't write that way. Honestly, I don't even think I ever knew what an M dash was before ChatGPT. The video I was talking about in the intro currently has over 200,000 views, with thousands of comments from people who loved the video. I and a few other people who noticed it were in the minority, and trust me, it was very much a minority. But the thing is, it's an entertainment video, so it's fine. People don't really care that much, they just want a good story, and AI can definitely do that. But if you're creating content to sell a product or service, your content is designed to build trust and authority, not to entertain. So the standards are different for you. I didn't start trusting Ali Abdal because he makes neat summaries of productivity books. I trusted him because he once made a video where he called himself a waste man for spending 45 minutes watching YouTube in bed after waking up. Same thing with Madiavella. The video that stuck with me wasn't the one where he taught minimalism. It was the one where he talked about how being stupid in college cost him tens of thousands of dollars in extra student loans. Without these human elements in your videos, it will be very difficult for you to build an audience of buyers because no one will trust you. You're telling them the exact same generic information they can get from thousands of others. There's no personality, no charm, nothing that connects us humans to one another. And here's the paradox. The more perfect the writing, the less I trust it. Because when something sounds too clean, it feels manufactured. And at the back of my mind, I start wondering, did a person even write this? Or is this just another AI trying to sell me something? That's why this matters. If you're creating content to get views, maybe AI can just do everything for you, it's not a problem. But if you're creating content to build trust, to get clients, to grow a business, to make people feel seen, then you have to sound human, because humans aren't flawless. We contradict ourselves, we go on tangents, we hedge, we get things wrong and we revise them later. But all of that, the mess, the vulnerability, the specificity, that's what makes us believable, and being believable is what makes you trustable. So no, the problem with AI writing isn't just that it's boring, it's that it's too clean to connect. And if you're building your brand on content that doesn't connect, you're building it on sinking sand. AI itself isn't bad, in fact it's great. I used it to create this exact video you're watching right now. The problem is most people don't use it the way it's supposed to be used. Think of it like this. If AI lacks voice, intent, and depth, then your job as a creator isn't to just completely ditch the tool. It's to become those parts that are missing. AI is a collaborator, a fast one, a smart one, but it's not the writer. You are. There are a lot of things the tool is great at, so let AI do the things it's great at, and you do the things only a human can do. This is the only way you'll be able to get the benefits of AI like speed without losing that human touch. And you can do this in 3 ways: prompting better, editing smarter, and using tools that actually help you to sound like you. Most people use AI like it's a vending machine. They just type, write me a YouTube script about productivity, and it spits out 800 words of robotic fluff. But AI doesn't understand what you want unless you tell it how you want it. A good prompt doesn't just describe the task, it provides context. Tell it the specifics of the information you want, provide it with research documents that include the important information that need to go in the video. Give it information about the style of writing it should use for the script, so it doesn't default to the generic and robotic writing of the greater internet. Tell it your audience's level of knowledge. Give it the mood you're going for. Do you want it to be friendly, skeptical, excited? Add a line like, write it like a smart friend explaining this over coffee, not a professor giving a lecture. Give it details. And when all else fails, simply reprompt it to sound more human. Here's an example of a prompt that actually works, and you can try this with any AI detection software. Take this AI generated draft and make it sound more human. Vary sentence structure, add nuance, remove cliches and overly polished language. Use natural transitions, include first person tone or realistic examples. Preserve the meaning but make it feel alive. And you can take a text from sounding like this to sounding like this. This is where most AI users fall short. They treat the first draft like final when in reality it's just the beginning. If your AI generated text feels stiff or soulless, it's not broken, it's unfinished. So how do you humanize it? First, add friction. AI writing is smooth to a fault. Real writing has bumps, so add pauses, add hesitation, change the It is critical to note that you might be thinking, or look, here's what matters, or even just add a sigh, a chuckle, or a Michael Jordan joke.
Stop it. Get some help.
Then cut the safe stuff. If the sentence could appear in 10,000 other videos, kill it. Phrases like this game-changing solution, leverage key insights, or take your productivity to the next level are just generic white noise. Replace them with something that actually sounds like you. Next, add a story, even a tiny one, even if it's just a one-liner. Instead of saying we've all struggled with productivity, say I once spent 2 hours rearranging my desktop folders just to avoid replying to one email. It's like when I mentioned Ali Abdal and Madiavela, I added those in by myself, and you'd almost never see that in any other person's ChatGPT script because it's a unique experience to me. And finally, hedge. Human beings rarely speak in absolutes, so when the AI gives you something like, this method will definitely revolutionize your workflow, soften it. Try, this might change how you approach your workflow like it did for me. Or what I just did in the last sentence, you'd almost never see anyone else do this. Now, it sounds less like a marketing pitch and more like a conversation filled with nuance and room for growth and change. Now, here's the part no one tells you. Most AI tools are trained to sound average. That's by design, because they're built to serve everyone. From 5th grade students to PhD candidates, from Fortune 500 execs to interns who are just writing their first email. That's why the output feels so generic, because it has to be. But if you're a freelancer or a business owner who's trying to use YouTube to get clients or make sales, you need something sharper and more focused. Something that is built specifically for scripting high quality educational videos that actually convert. And that's exactly why I created my custom GPT script pilot. It's a full-on scripting assistant that walks you through the entire process from the first hook to the final call to action, all while using your voice, your tone, and the same writing frameworks that top YouTubers like Ali Abdal use to hold attention and drive results. Here's how it works. You feed it your context, which is your notes, your voice, rough ideas, whatever you've got. Then you pick the structure, whether you want a problem agitation solution, a hero's journey, or even a custom flow. And then it builds the entire script with you section by section in your exact tone, so the final product sounds like you wrote it, only way faster. If you've ever stared at a blank page wondering how to script your next video, or use ChatGPT and just hated how robotic the results felt, Script Pilot is built for you. Just click the first link in the description. It's $10 right now, which is less than a cup of coffee and a fraction of what tools like Subscriber AI charge monthly. But Script Pilot is a one-time purchase and you get to own it forever, including every future update. It's genuinely a no-brainer. One of the best ways to make AI written scripts sound more human is to give AI context. How do you format it in a way that ChatGPT can easily reference? Watch this video next, where I teach you exactly how to use Notebook LLM to do just that.